These suggestions may be kindly considered and farmers should be saved. With these words, thank you very much, sir.
Shri B. Sen Guttuvam.
Honorable Speaker, may it please you, sir. At the outset, I express my profound thanks to you for according me this opportunity to speak. And I also thank my party chief, Ide Devam Dr. Pratchi Thalavi Amma Avargal, from the bottom of my heart for reposing tremendous confidence in me, and but for whose benign grace and immense kindness, I would not find myself here now. Sir, allow me to congratulate the honorable member who has initiated this discussion on the flood and drought situation in India. This debate could not have come at a more appropriate time since the southwest monsoon is blowing across the landscape of India, albeit ever so slowly. The southwest monsoon has set in rather late, and the country is predicted to receive less than a normal rainfall. The prediction, based on the El Nino factor and owing to it, that India would face a drought-like situation this year that would affect the lives of crores and crores of people. So it is high time that we really made a scientific study of this El Nino factor so as to analyze the prospective consequences of its implications so far as our agrarian projects are concerned. Sir, the fate of Indian agriculture is dependent on the vagaries of climatic conditions prevalent in India. It is tossed up between the two extremes of floods on the one hand and the droughts on the other. When we receive significant monsoon rains, the waters charge up the rivers to create a spit. Floods in India occur with regularity every few years. The floods take a toll of hundreds, if not thousands, of lives almost every few years, and we have become numb to the spectacle of seeing dead bodies strewn over the ground. And it's not unoften that we see that whilst one part of India is reeling under the rivers in spate, another part of India suffers from the pangs of drought. We have become psychologically acclimatized to living under these ironic conditions. In the recent years, sir, we have seen that Brahmaputra rise in spate and cause havoc in the northeastern states. So also last year we witnessed a gory spectacle of Kedarnath being washed away in the floods. Yet we are still not prepared enough to handle this kind of situation. Even at times, Chennai gets floods too due to cyclonic formations in the Bay of Bengal. And this has been, of course, of late, this is being handled with great preparedness and efficiency. In our nation, though death, displacement, and disease come in the wake of floods, we are too poorly equipped to handle such situations. Flooding is regarded as a natural disaster. The mechanism put in place to handle the floods has hardly arisen to the occasion. The National Disaster Management Authority, created under the Disaster Management Act 2005, is hardly well equipped to handle this sort of situation. It is more often than not, it is the armed forces that come to the rescue of the people afflicted. Sir, this being the situation of flood-stricken India on the one hand, drought which is characterized by shortage of food and water are brought about by the failure of monsoons. Drought in the subcontinent is caused by the failure of successive monsoons and consequent to receipt of inadequate rainfall over a long period of time. And in the history, it appears India has experienced between 18th to the 18th and 20th centuries, more than 60 million people appear to have died of famine and drought. So therefore, we need to undertake a sincere and earnest study of the causes. I'll just conclude. We need to undertake a scientific study of the matters, particularly the El Nino factor, which is said to be affecting our climatic condition. It appears El Nino, which stands for the small boy, meaning Christ, which causes a rise in the temperatures of the Pacific Ocean, affects not only the climatic condition in the South and Northern Americas, but brings drought and dry climate over India, it appears. We need to undertake a study of this matter. So also, I'll just conclude in 1 minute. And so also, we need to apportion whatever available water resources, particularly those in the interstate
Shri Birendra
rivers,
Kashyap ji.
amicably and sensibly. And I thank you, sir, for having given me this opportunity. Thank you so much.